Hi, I'm Rebecca McLaughlin-Eastham, and this is Business Line, your global business barometer, coming to you from Jumeirah Emirates Towers in the heart of Dubai's financial district. Virgin Galactic is on the cusp of becoming the world's first commercial space line. 600 space buffs from 58 countries, including celebrities from Leonardo DiCaprio to Justin Bieber, have already signed up to secure their spot on board the rocket plane. And Virgin's chief, Sir Richard Branson, says the astronomical price tag associated with this kind of travel is on a downward trajectory. James O'Hagan has the story.
As Virgin Galactic's future astronauts prepare for liftoff, billionaire entrepreneur Richard Branson hopes that in the not-too-distant future, space travel will be more affordable.
20 years from now, the price will be down at, it's still going to be quite expensive, but yeah, more like, say, $30,000. But in the short term, for people who would be willing to pay $1 million to go on an earlier flight, and we've got a few slots at that sort of price.
For adventure journalist Jim Clash, the thrill is worth it. He's paid the deposit to join Leonardo DiCaprio and Justin Bieber on the waiting list for a 90-minute flight to space. There, they will experience a few minutes of weightlessness and see the Earth's curvature.
I've done most of the terrestrial adventures that I can do, so the next logical step is space. It's only 5 minutes in space or less, so I'm certainly hoping to get a little bit of weightlessness in and then just really enjoy it, because if you think about it, you're spending $40,000 a minute to be up there.
Virgin Galactic's chief astronaut instructor Beth Moses will train customers, otherwise known as future astronauts, before liftoff. She flew to the edge of space on board the company's rocket plane in February as its first test passenger.
My biggest takeaway is that the entire thing from takeoff to landing is extremely intense in a wonderful way, but perhaps more so than I had anticipated. The Earth was so sharp and beautiful, far more than I could have predicted. And the boost went on and on and on, and people had said that, but until you do it, you don't know what that means.
But Virgin aren't the only commercial spaceflight company on the block. Elon Musk's SpaceX and Amazon founder Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin are both vying for a slice of the space pie.
This vehicle is going to carry humans. We're going to make it as safe as we can make it. We're going to test it. We're not going to take any shortcuts. So we'll put humans on this vehicle when we're ready and not a second sooner.
This year marks the 50th anniversary of the first moon landing, and whichever company manages to commercialize space travel first will have taken it to the next frontier.
Movers and shakers in the global communication and advertising space convened in Dubai this spring. I joined them at the International Festival of Creativity, Dubai Lynx 2019, to find out how millennials are mixing up the ad space and rejecting conventional marketing. According to those on the ground at Lynx, brands are being forced to diversify their ad campaigns to reach consumers, with a mix of digital, video and social media advertising approaches, plus traditional print, TV and radio activations. This year, digital has overtaken print as the biggest and fastest growing category for the first time, and social media advertising is expected to hit $50 billion. Brand executives from companies like Twitter, where nearly 80% of people on the platform follow brands, say that the Middle East is one of the quickest expanding regions from an advertiser and a revenue standpoint.
We see brands activating on the platform across every industry and every vertical, from automotive to telco to financial services, and they're leveraging the platform to really start with our audience and use our audience behavior and insights to inform not just their strategy on Twitter, but often their strategy beyond Twitter.
Millennials continue to positively disrupt the global ad space. Conventional marketing just doesn't appeal to them.
Why would they want to buy a car instead of, going on a trip or kicking off a business where they experiment with it, or actually go buy an apartment where they can lend it on, on Airbnb and make money out of it?
Lightening the business talk with some laughs at Lynx was guest of honor, Emmy Award-winning personality and comedian Steve Harvey.
You can make millions of dollars growing tomatoes if you got the right mindset. And what happens and what a lot of young people are missing is the mindset, because Google has fooled young people. Google has young people thinking they know everything. But you only get successful knowing what I know. You can't Google it.
parting message not only to aspiring comedians but also future ad execs, looking like Harvey to reach new audiences in new ways. The EU and the US are on the verge of another tit-for-tat trade tussle, escalating a dispute that started some 14 years ago, with both sides alleging that illegal government aid was paid to aerospace giants Airbus and Boeing. Jane Witherspoon has more.
Another front has opened up in Washington's war on trade, and this one has history. Since 2004, the US and EU have been locked in a transatlantic aircraft subsidy dispute at the World Trade Organization. Both accuse the other of offering illegal government aid to their respective aerospace giants, Boeing in the US and Airbus in Europe. The long-running saga is now coming to a head. Trump tweeted threats of tit-for-tat tariffs on 9.7 billion euros worth of European products, ranging from wine to large aircraft. And the European Commission quickly hit back. US planes, ketchup, handbags and cigarettes could soon be subject to the new EU tariffs.
Overall, the list represents an amount of roughly 20 billion United States dollars of exports from the United States to the European Union.
That list came after the World Trade Organization filed a report confirming that US government subsidies to Boeing will continue to cause significant damage to Airbus, including sales losses. This spat, coupled with the ongoing US-China trade war and the existing US tariffs on European steel and aluminium, is leaving some investors feeling jittery.
If there's going to be a constant series of new tariffs with various trading partners, I think that is going to make the market nervous because you don't know what's coming next. So I think investors are disappointed today that it looks like there could be a new round of kind of trade war with the EU over aviation.
But a win-win deal is still possible. The EU are waiting to knuckle down to try to reach a tariff-free solution.
It's clearly in their hands. We are ready as soon as they are. This is a limited but still meaningful win-win negotiations that we are offering, and that was agreed. So that is what we will do. No more, no less.
We'll have to wait and see if Donald Trump, the self-styled deal-maker, can find some middle ground with Brussels, Beijing and beyond.
Well, that's all we have time for in this edition of Business Line. Be sure to join us again next month for a roundup of the biggest business and investment stories from around the globe. I'll see you then.